Ooh, welcome back to Five Lakes Garage, and guess what? This episode is gonna suck. All right, if you've been following along a little bit, we have been heavily into woodworking, and the one thing that every woodworking shop needs when you're actually doing a lot of it would be a dust collection system. And that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna go through, hopefully I can speak because I've got a head cold that is nutso. Mr. Jerry says he'll stop by a little bit later. I might have to give him a disclaimer, say, look, I got a head cold. You don't have to come if you don't want to. But I've been acquiring a bunch of gear, a bunch of parts, and hopefully we got enough to actually get done. Now the first thing you want to do is get a plan. So far, if you look around the room, I have a bunch of machines that need dust collecting. Got chop saw, which I have to put the guard back on. I got a bandsaw. I got a sander. We got router, table saw. We're going to build a downdraft table for later. Also got a planer, joiner, and of course the lathe. Now the unit that we picked up for this entire project is going to be sitting downstairs. It is a 2300 CFM machine. Alright, as you can see, I got a 6-inch line that's going to go up. I got me a piece of sewer pipe. Fell off the construction site, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, that's going to go straight up into the ceiling. Up top, we're going to put this guy on there. It's got 3 4-inch coming off of it. Now those are actually, I believe they're 10 micron filters. We got 2 bags. This should be enough to actually suck up on this, all this sawdust. Now we got some 4-inch lines, and once it gets up to the ceiling, it'll split off. We're gonna have one, I think it's right over there somewhere for the lathe. We're gonna have one on the other side of that guy. I'm not sure how we're gonna get it past that, but that one's gonna be for the bandsaw and sander. We're gonna have one in the middle for the main table, and that might actually come up to the floor twice. And then we're gonna follow it all the way over to this side, 4-inch. Now let's go back upstairs. All right, when you're doing a project like this, go in with a plan. A lot of this stuff you got to order, you got to get in there, you got to get it. Not every Home Depot or Lowe's is going to have some of this gear. The 6-inch pipe downstairs, that's all specialty stuff. Lowe's and Home Depot doesn't usually carry it. They might in your area, just not in our area. But get familiar with your chicken scratch. So we're going to put some, I believe these are called blast gates. There you go. We're going to put these things all over the place. Now, I'm going to show you a couple tricks that Mr. Jerry's talked to me about that we're going to be able to adjust these without actually having to bend over. I'm excited about that one. Anyway, so the first order of business, after you make your plan, after you order all your stuff, lay everything out to make sure you have everything you need. Once you have everything laid out, all the pieces that you're going to use, get rid of the other stuff because it's just clutter. Put it back in boxes. Put it over in the corner. Put it somewhere else so that you can get to it just in case you forgot something. And we'll go on from there. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this stuff out. I'm going to call Mr. Jerry, tell him to get over here. And hopefully by the end of the day, we're going to be sucking. Oh, I can't wait. Alrighty. Well, we got some progress done. We're nowhere near done. But check out some progress. So we put a 6-inch pipe all the way up. Now I'll put the bell right there with on top of that wood so that it will actually support the weight. None of this is actually supported down here. And I'm also going to be putting some flex lines up here only because I need this to be able to move if I ever have to unhook that for whatever reason. And as you can tell, I'm already playing with it. Anyway, we got a 4-inch line. That's actually going to be a coupler. I'm going to fix that. I just bought one today. I got a 90, comes up. We got a 4-inch coming to the floor right there. We got another 4-inch right there. And then this actually continues all the way on to that side over there. Now that pretty much covers the chop saw, the table saw, the router, downdraft table, planer. So the only thing I have left would be I need to have one over here. Oops, hit my arm. I need one right up there, which I'll bring that down, quick 90 and over to there. And then the other one Might have to twist that. It's going to go over there into that corner and go up for the planer. Now that should be enough. Eventually I do need to send one over there for the CNC machine, but I'll worry about that a little bit later. So anyway, I got more tools, I got more parts, I got more everything. This is beginning to be way more expensive than I thought. Also, just to let you know, places like Rockler and was it Kingsport? Check their prices before you go to Home Depot. In some cases, it is cheaper to go to the specialty wood shop for some of this stuff rather than like Home Depot or Lowe's and stuff like that, unless it's on sale. So anyway, I'm gonna go get some saws. I'm gonna go ahead and cut me a hole up there. I'm gonna cut a hole over there, get this stuff run so I can start sucking. Yeah. All right, I'm ready to start drilling some more holes. Now this particular 4-inch is gonna come up and split off. We're gonna do a 2.5 for this guy. I'm gonna move this guy downstairs because that's more for metalworking anyway. I'm gonna pull this guy over to here, so we'll have 2 places right here. One going here, one going there. Bam! Gonna suck it right up. Now, what I need here is a 4-inch hole saw. Now the 4-inch works great when you have the thin wall tubing. If you have the thick wall tubing, you're gonna need 4 1/4. Now I'm gonna use the 4 1/2, well, the basic 4, and see if that actually works. I think it will. But anyway, be careful with these things because they will kick the ever-loving snot out of you. So hold on tight and make sure there's nothing underneath that you're gonna cut through. You know, not everybody's perfect. Yeah, I grabbed the wrong hole saw. The 4-inch doesn't perfectly fit the thin wall tubing. It's the coupler or the reducer that fits in there beautifully. Like this guy. If I was using this one, this will work. Go ahead and use the 1 1/4 to actually cut your hole. Had to use the router to kind of like waller it out a little bit. It's not 100%, but it's going to be enough. So now all we need to do is grab our little elbows and run some more pip downstairs. Yeah. All right, here's a quick tip. I'm getting ready to cut this pipe. It is thin wall. It's like sewer pipe type stuff. Don't use a blade like this. This works great for the big stuff. Cuts it like butter. It's awesome. Go ahead and use the little tight blade for metal, and maybe it won't shatter. The only problem though is I have a 6-inch pipe or 4-inch pipe, and I got like a 2.5-inch blade, so I'm gonna have to spin it. It's fine. We'll work it out. I got longer ones around here somewhere. I just don't know where they're at. Boy, it is hot. And also found a slight issue with the old Wagoneer. She got a fuel leak. So that'll be on the menu for sometime, maybe this weekend. All right, so as you can see up there, hopefully, we have one kind of going in there. I did that one a little bit too long. I might cut that guy back, just have a better angle. That one goes behind it. And then this one here, the flex hose is a little bit too long. I might cut that a little bit later, but we'll see how it goes. Now there's a couple ways of actually connecting the flex line to the hard line. Now I just use tie wraps. These guys are expensive as crap. These are really cheap, and I'm just, oop, I need one right there. So anyway, yeah, so I put some tie wraps there. Also, you need a coupler. If you're going to be using the thin wall tubing, you need a coupler to be able to go to one of the, all right, so you need one of these guys in order to attach the flex hose to the thin wall tubing. This is just sewer pipe, Maine, USA, look at that. Anyway, but on that one right there, I actually had the bell available, so I used the bell so I didn't have to use a coupler to tie these two together. As you can see right there, I didn't take that one yet. if you have the bell, you can slide this guy right in and then put your hose right on top of there. So you can save yourself 10, I think it's $5 for these guys, $10 for the these guys. But anyway, these guys are expensive. I was really surprised how much these things were. So anyway, I'm gonna put some more tie wraps on this guy so it is done. And then everything down here is done. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I love it. Anyway, tie wraps, and I'll meet you upstairs and we'll finish this up. Oh man, this is a project that just will not stop. All right, so I did a lot of stuff behind the scenes, but I kind of want to get you caught up at exactly what we've done so far. We got everything up from underneath. You probably saw that earlier, which gave me a 4-inch over there, 4-inch there, 4-inch there, and 2 4 inches underneath there. And all that comes down below. Now, a couple things that I've learned so far is that this tape here, because I still got to tape all my joints, and when you're taping, go ahead and put yourself a little bit of silicone. This stuff here is like a glue, but if you need to take it off, it will come off. Put a little bit of that around it, and then put some tape around it. Now, I was looking at some of the actual dust collecting tape that's out there on the market, and they were getting it to be a little bit expensive. So I was going to try this stuff. This is the Flex tape. You've probably seen them on commercials all the time. No, not a sponsor. I have to say, I'm not a huge fan of this so far. I've only taped up a couple of sections. You probably will, I'll come back later and actually tape everything up when I find something else. I'm not a big happy fan of that stuff. All right, some other things that I figured out. When you connect up different machines, they're different sizes. This right here actually fit okay, and I was able to fit my my flex line to it. So that part's okay. But got down here, I actually had that a little bit loose, but I cut a 4-inch hole, put it back in here, and then that should vacate inside. Bam! So I got one here and one there. Now I have that coming off of one 4-inch blast valve. I wonder if I covered that earlier. I don't know. Let's cover a blast valve. So that's this guy right here. Now this right here is a 4-inch. Got this from Rockler. I'll be sending this one back because I got too many. These things are not that cheap. So anyway, boop, there you go. You can cut them off, open them up. I got one right here. I need to get some sort of, I don't know, something right here, but this right here is gonna stay for right now, but later on this will be something a little bit better. Here's a 2.5-inch blast. So it opens and closes. Now over here, I went ahead and I got my my bandsaw, which hopefully I'm working with Mr. Jerry, and this is gonna grow to at least a 16 or a 20-inch. It's gonna be huge. I'm gonna love it, but I'm already ready. I got my 4-inch coming out. I got a 2.5-inch coming over here to my sander. I went ahead and moved that from over there in the corner. But the one area that I'm really excited about is actually underneath the table. Let's go underneath and see what we got. All right, so I got one 4-inch coming up. I have a Y with a 2.5-inch going over to my table saw. And then it comes up to a blast gate, which is 4-inch. That goes into another Y, which has my 4-inch going to the bottom, and then a 2.5 going to the top rail. Now the top rail, luckily, I'll be able to unscrew this, pull it back, and then I'll just drop it down here. I'll put like some sort of hanger or something like that down here, so whenever I need it, I'll pull it up, hook it up, bam, done. And not only that, look at this, see? I can vacuum. That's the idea anyway. Get back on there. Something else, when you're trying to piecemeal this together, because this stuff does get expensive, it went way over budget. I blame you, Mr. Jerry. You got me addicted. Alright, so you have yourself a really big piece of actual plumbing. Now, as you can tell, it's a lot thicker than this little skinny stuff. Now this is sewer stuff. It's a lot cheaper. And it's a lot lighter too, so when you're working with it, it's a whole lot better, in my opinion. Anyway, as you can see, that does not fit. Well, how are you going to get it to fit if you're going to piecemeal it with some of the stuff that you might already have? Well, this right here is just a piece of, so that piece came off of this guy. It's just a T. I just went ahead and cut off the flange. Now, I didn't need that one because it was already damaged, so don't throw it away. So this guy will fit right in there. If you file that off, it'll fit in there right nicely. And then you can take your thin wall and bam, there you go. Tape it, glue it, whatever you got to do. I'm not going to glue all of my fittings, mostly because I'm probably going to be moving some stuff. And until I find some really good tape, I'm just going to leave it like it is. It's not an airtight seal, but at 2300 CFM, I think I'd be okay. When I just had like 1 4-inch, it actually was collapsing the flex line. It happens. So one thing that I'm actually working on right now is actually how am I going to shut those valves on and off, the blast valves, when they're way underneath and I'm out here. Well, that's where these guys come in. Now this is just a leftover tent peg or a tent pole that I had from one of the old tents. Now this is one of the shorter ones, and I got to find my longer ones, and when I do find my longer ones, I'm going to replace them. But I went ahead and tapped the end with a screw, and what I'm going to do with that is just like this. Alright, I already put one in. I just put a little piece of board up here, and then if you look way down there, I put a drill hole in my blast cap. So then, yeah, you can put a knob up here, you can dress it up, you can do whatever you really want, but yeah, back and forth. So that will control the router table. Now, on the other one over here, for the table saw, I want to have that one come down underneath. So it's going to come out right about there. But I need to build a board that'll actually go around there. I can take it to the table and actually hold it up. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now. But anyway, I am totally stoked with it. I do need to get more parts. Again, I picked up 20 feet of this stuff. Go ahead and get 40. Just go ahead and have leftovers if you need it. This stuff here, I go through that pretty quick. The 4-inch line, I need another 20 of that because I went through that pretty darn quick. So go ahead and get 40 feet. Maybe your shop's not this big and maybe not going this elaborate. But later on down the line, I want to have a roll of it somewhere to where I can have a stand up. I'm going to vacuum this whole place. And with all the CFM, that's what we're going to do. Not only that, I'll still have to do that side eventually. It won't be right now. This is going to be enough for right now, and I can get going with what I need to get done. So let's go ahead and cut that board so I can fit it around there and make my little pull cord so I can shut off that valve whenever I want to. And the glorious thing about this is, hey, I got a vacuum. Open up the blast cap. Oh yeah. We got a little key fob. Here, let's get this guy going. Oh my gosh, I love this thing already. No sawdust. That's awesome. Alright, kind of works alright. There you go. Alright, like I said, I'm going to have a longer one that's going to stick out way out here so I can actually pull it in and out a lot faster and a lot easier. Those I just found downstairs, but I know I have some longer ones, so I'm going to find them. Turn that light off. Alright, so some of the future plans that we have for this. One, I got to find an attachment to hook up my circular saw to my hose. They have a machine. Ah, man, I need to find that website again, but there was like a cup that sits underneath here that sucks everything out. It's totally awesome. I might look into that. I just have a Y down there, so I put the Y there because on the other side I kind of want to have a little vacuum, then I can do it. All this is going to get pushed back closer to the wall. Gives me a little bit more room as soon as I clean out all that garbage one day. Okay, so the planer. So the planer has a 4-inch line that comes off. Now my plan for this one is that if I can pull this thing out of the way, this will be later on, I'm going to build a downdraft table. So that guy will come off, stick right here, downdraft for when I'm sanding. Yeah, one day. Won't be today though. Anyway, but yeah, that's about it. I am totally stoked about this whole setup. I am ready to start doing some more woodworking, but unfortunately right now I gotta clean up. I got sawdust everywhere, I got parts everywhere. I need to find out all the parts that I can return back over to the places I got them from, and I'll still have some leftovers in case Mr. Jerry wants to upgrade his stuff.
But yeah, so far, totally stoked. Once again, it's Lexel. Go ahead and get some of this stuff, get it at Home Depot or whatever. Put that around all your seals. Put some tape around it, let it dry, and then you should be ready to rock, and you won't have any seal leaks. I'm just gonna leave mine the way they are right now until I'm 100% sure this is where I want to put everything. But yeah, totally stoked. Anyway, check out all the other stuff. Stay tuned for some more woodworking and more upgrades that we have set up for all this stuff. But I got to go order some parts because I use a lot of stuff. One other tidbit, it's expensive. Don't just look at the machine. You'd be like, oh, the machine is a couple $100. I can do that. But all this other stuff is more hundreds of dollars. All the pipe, all the connections, all the tubing, all the other stuff, it adds up quick. So be careful. But anyway, I gotta get more cleanup to do. Catch you guys later. Bye.